Hey, welcome back to Valheim. So, over the last couple of days, I have been very busy here in my little builder world, creating my village. Uh, so this, just for this particular uh, play right here, uh, it's heavily modded. I've got 49 mods installed right now, which allow me to do a lot of stuff. Uh, I have one in here for controlling the time of day, so it's always noon in this world. Over in my playthrough save, I turn a lot of these mods off because a lot of these mods just allow you to cheat building stuff. So I turn them on here in my builder world because that's what I want to do here is I just want to build. Uh, and I want to have almost no restrictions in here. So that's why there's 49 mods. Uh, Half of the mods in here are just pieces, roofs, walls, floors, furniture, and all kinds of stuff like my windmills over there. I place those in there because over here, when you open up my inventory, you notice I got a whole bunch of food right here that gives me 249 health over there, and it also gives me like 220 something stamina. Uh, and here in my inventory, these are the things I can craft on myself. But if I go over here and we click on the VNEI tab, uh, everything in the game and in my hammers is in this list over here, and I can just right click on any of these things and have those items in my inventory if I need them. Fortunately, I don't need to go in there too much because if I open my hammer and we right click on this and we bring it up, we've got all these menus up here of all the different build pieces that I can make in the game, and I can construct any of these at any time in here. So, but they're only for this save that I've got going right here for the builder world. Uh, the majority of them, there are a couple of quality of life tweaks in here, like better smelting, my build camera, extra slots, and stuff like that, that just kind of help me along in the playthrough because I play solo. Uh, it lessens the amount of grind that I've got to go through on the playthrough. Just minor little things here and there. So the longhouse here, the community longhouse that I built, has undergone a little bit of a change. Uh, I used these poles here, which are, boop, there they are, the darkwood beams. I used the verticals, 45s, 26s, the horizontals to make the framework. And this framework that you see right here on the outside of the building carries through the entire building. And then they come down here and they touch the ground outside here. Because I was going for kind of a traditional longhouse look, uh, but I did make a few changes. On the front here, we've got the dragon's head ornament there, which is facing the sea over there. And then I've got a lantern up there. Nice set of double doors, and there's one of the mods in action right there, opening and closing doors for me. I got a couple of lanterns up there, and then we've got these hanging sconces up here, uh, just so that I've got enough light inside this place. Because at nighttime, it gets kind of dark in here. So these walls, uh, they are, I think, nope, not that one. Not the Ashwood wall. They are a particular one that is in one of the hammers. Nope, not you. Valkia is one of the new ones that I just downloaded. They've got a whole bunch of pieces in there that I really like. I used it a couple of years ago when I was playing, and just really nice piece. So, starting at this end, I've got a red and white flag up there, and then we've got black, blue, red, green, and then a blue and white down there. So, being Canadian, I had to have a red and white flag on the wall. And then having a slight connection to Scotland, we've got the blue and white one down there. And then we've got all the other colors in between. You might notice the floor looks just like the roof does out there, and that's because these are actually floor tiles, but in one of the hammers, somebody took those roof pieces and customized it and made it flat so that you could actually use it as a floor. So I thought that'd be kind of cool to have as a floor, and I put that in here. So the framework construction, as you can see, is continues all the way through the longhouse here, and I made it this way as a big arch with just spokes coming off of there. That door's getting annoying. Uh, so that I would have just this big area, nice clear area from one door to the other. Put a couple of benches in the corners. We got some tables here for eating. We've got a grill. And then we've got our stone oven right there. And then we've got some of the accessories for these. So my grill is currently level 3 because I've got that one right there, the fishing rack over here, and there is another one. No, there's just those two for that one. There are no extra pieces for the stone oven, but then we don't really need it. I decided to put a bed in here, which actually I can take that bed out of there. I put it in here because I didn't have the time control mod, which locks the time at noon. So now that I've actually got that mod in here, I don't need a bed anymore. I can actually just build in here, and I don't have to take any breaks to go and let my character sleep so that the sun comes up and I can actually see what I'm doing. So we've got a hearth in the middle here, a couple of cauldrons, a couple of iron cooking stations on it. And then over here we've got the butcher block, the rolling pins, the mortar and pestle, and then the pots and pans, which are all improvements for the cauldrons here. Set up a table with a beer keg, a couple blocks of cheese on it. Oh, spice rack is also for the cauldrons. Put a couple stacks of wood over on this side, because we got to feed the fire, and also the stove and the grill over there. Even though I have a mod that allows me just just keeps all of the fires burning all the time. I don't actually have to uh, restock any of those. In the playthrough, I do because I turned that one off, but here I turn it on. We've got a barber station here because Vikings got to look good, and then we've got a hot tub over here inside because nobody wants to be in the hot tub out in the rain. We've got Odin's shield and sword up on the wall over here. I am going to add some more stuff to that corner, this little space over here, and then that area down over there. Probably put some more tables over there. Not sure what I'll put over here and over here, but you know, I've got a pretty decent selection of stuff up here in my hammer. I'll find something to put there. So we go outside. I put down this rock, and then I put a well on top of it. And then, of course, we've got a rune stone right here. I could get rid of that, but I don't want to. It's going to stay in the game. And then we've got the next building right beside it, which looks like it has cat ears, but actually those are vents. And they're there for a very good reason. I constructed this whole building using Odin's undercroft pieces. So those walls, that ceiling, and the floor in here and that is all from that. Put those two pieces on here with a lamp up there so you could actually find the door to this place, because this is the blacksmithing shop. So we've got a couple of blast furnaces in the corner here, and that's why there are vents in the corners of this building, because there's two smelters over in those corners, and then the blast furnace is here, and then all the smoke just vents out there. A couple of chests for these guys to store all their raw materials and bars in. We've got our forge over here with all of its pieces. We've got a stone cutter, and yep, the forges are the smelters. And then we've got an ironworks here, which is for making the black metal pieces and that. And then, of course, we've got the crucible. We've got a gem cutter here. The gem cutter actually goes with the black forge right here. So a couple pieces there. The cooler, the gem cutter, and that are all for this one. Whereas the crucible, this giant anvil, and this heavy tool rack are all for the ironworks. Now, I do have a big arch in the wall here because I had something here. I actually need to get rid of that little bump. I'm going to extend this all the way down to here so that it's the same length as that longhouse. Because I want to I've got a few more ideas for that, and I kind of want to expand it a little bit. I did have another addition to the building right here, but I changed my mind and I decided to move it. So that's why this little mound of dirt is here, because it was a ramp that led into the building. I flattened off all this area down to here, made a path up here, and one of the great things is one of the mods, if I click on my hoe, you look in here, normally you've only got like 4 or 5, actually 4 options in your hoe. This particular mod adds all these options to it, and one of the ones I used is slope. So I've got an extra option for leveling, raising, paving. You got grass, dirt, cultivate, dark grass, patchy grass, mossy paving, dark paving, and then you've got a reset button. The reset button is great. Let's say I dig a hole here and something goes wrong and I don't want to I want to reset part of it or the entire hole. I can just expand this. You just use the scroll wheel to make it bigger, smaller, and bigger. Use Q to change the uh, shape of it, so you can go rectangle, circle, square if you want. And you just aim for the area, left click, and it resets the terrain back to vanilla. So this over here, I'll actually use level on this, and we'll just go like that, and it's gone. So I used slope over here and shorten it down like that, and I just stood here and put that up over there, and it creates a slope between that point there and where I'm standing here. So you can make nice little slopes like that. And of course, we've got our windmills sitting up here on the edge of the hill, so they're catching all the breeze that's going past this area. My little shack here that has my bed, my fire, and a chest. I could probably get rid of that. I don't actually need it. Used slope to create this one and this one here, and flattened off an area because I'm probably going to put something right here. It's a nice spot. I kind of like it. And other plans, one of which I'm working on right over here, is going to be for the magic. Now, the other half of that stone building over there, uh, I was going to have all the magic stuff in there, but I didn't make it big enough. So I would have had to expand it even more. And it was kind of narrow. Everything didn't fit in there. So I decided I was going to move the magic over here. We've got a longboat barrow right here. We've got a snow biome right there on top of the mountain. So I figured, magic and death being somewhat related, um, why not put the magic right there beside the barrel? And then we're going to need frost crystals and other stuff from the snow biome anyway. So we'll put it right next to it. One other area I'm going to be going to is just over that hill. There is a little valley down there, and there's a clearing down there, and the woodcutter is going to be down in that area, and then I'm going to create a path that comes up around over to here so that he can get his stuff up to the village. But meanwhile, over yonder, so there's our barrel. If I dug in this thing either right here or right here, never know which end it's going to be at, there will be some bones and maybe a chest. And there will be like a silver necklace in the chest and a few other things that you can go and sell at the trader. But over here, I had this little ridge right here. So I used the hoe, flattened out this area, which created that little kind of a wall back there. And I put in Odin's undercroft right here. That's where my magic stuff is going to go, down there. And I put this floor here. I'm probably going to put a door here, and then maybe a fence around here. Actually, you know what? Let's put a fence in. Why not? I'm going to do the cage walls. We'll put this on a 45. Let's go 2 that way. And 2, 3 that way. 2 that way. 2 this way. And then we'll go 2 back there. And then 1, 2, 3 there. And then jump up on here. 2 back to there. Perfect. All right. My OCD is satisfied. That worked very nicely. And then I think on top of that, where did you go? There is another piece in one of the hammers here that kind of goes with that. There it is. The iron spike fence. Oh, that doesn't. It's completely different. Hang on. We must detach the camera. No, up, not down. It's not completely horrible. Gives us little spikes on top of the fence. Because we kind of want people to stay out. I don't really want just anybody wandering in. You go there. And then we'll put these ones up up here. And now I gotta figure out a gate for the front. Where did I see that? There is an iron gate that I wouldn't mind using. I just gotta find the thing. Ooh, hello. Big iron gate or small iron gate? How big? Oh, jeez. That's massive. No. Let's go with this one. Spin that around. Put that there. Okay. It's not bad. The, so this bottom part of the fence could actually be taller. But let's go into the undercroft. Because the undercroft is kind of cool. So we've got this huge room here to play with. Let's turn on my hip lantern so that we can actually see something. But yeah, it's a big room. But this isn't the only room. So that leads back outside. And you'll notice through the door there, you can kind of see leaves and stuff through that door. That's because of where we are at the moment. If I actually pull out my hammer, detach the camera, and we drop down out of there, there is Yggdrasil. Right there. The ground is down there, and Odin's Undercroft is actually up here. We're in this bottom room here, and then there's more rooms and hallways stacked on top. So this hallway here is actually stacked right there. So you got to transition from this room into the hallway, and we've got little alcoves along the wall here. Hit this intersection, and there's another room over there, and then another room over here, and they're exactly the same as the first one. So, yeah, just tons of room in the undercroft. But the undercroft, instead of being underground, it's up in the sky. But I understand why they did that. Uh, so this whole thing exists up in the sky because it's out of render range for the game, and they had to put it somewhere. They couldn't put it under the map, so they put it way up high in the map. So here we are. The tree is out there. Once we walk out here, you can actually see the tree out there. You get close to the door, it just turns black. But yeah, all the magic stuff is going to go here. So, let's go middle of that one. And middle of that one. And right in the middle of this floor, if I can find it, where did you go? There it is this little guy, the runic floor, which I'm going to put right there. So now it kind of lines up with that door and lines up with that door, and it glows because, you know, magic. Totally makes sense. Yeah. And since this is going to be the magic room, well, some of the magic stuff is going to be in this room, and I'll put other stuff in those other rooms over there. But let's go. So we've got blue standing braziers here. We've got wisp torches. We've got blue iron, green, and wood and iron standing torches that we can put in this place. But the best lights that I've found so far is, where'd you go? It's down here. Mm, is it an Odin? I can't. There it is. Nope, not diverger. Not the lamps. No, it's down here. Not you. Not you. Um. Nope, not there. Those are the doors. Miscellaneous. Themed. No. There it is. Decors. These guys right here. Circling lanterns. So there's this little guy that you can place wherever you want. And then there's this lamp. And then we've got this double lamp. And then we've got a wall torch that we can place up on the walls. Ooh. Oh, that's supposedly the big one. Oh, okay. Oh, a little one. And a slightly bigger one. But I'm going to go with these guys because they give the most light. So let's turn it this way. And let's place one just above that door so you can see how much light that gives. And then we will put another one right about there, directly opposite. Putting one up there is going to be fun. Not sure I'm even going to be able to. Oh, yeah, I am. Okay. Can I please stop jumping around? Nope. 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 There. Yeah, that kind of works. It's a little bit on the high side, but hey, whatever. And then we'll spin this guy around and we'll place it right there. Lots of light. So these walls come up and they curve. I like there are curved pieces in here. The only problem with these pieces that I made the forge from is like I used these pieces, the walls and the ceiling pieces. They don't snap together very well. They're actually terrible for snapping together. So to actually get them to match up the way these ones do perfectly like that takes hours. And yeah, I just don't feel like spending that much time. Because the building that I made over there is probably almost as big as this one. Not quite as wide, but the length. And trying to get those pieces all lined up on the ceiling is not fun. So I'll turn off the hip lantern. I don't need it. Lots of light in here. I like that. Let's go into crafting. And we're going to start putting down the magic pieces. Probably put the artisan table in here. But the eater refinery, of course, has to go in here. But what we're going to do is go place our guy right here. Sit down. There we go. And need to eat something. We don't have any strength or endurance. Okay, and we're going to detach our camera because building with the camera on is not fun. Let's put the eater refinery right there. There are no improvements for the eater refinery, which is fine. I got no problem with that. Okay, we don't need that forge, don't need that. I'm thinking the spinning wheel, the beehive, these things here, they're not magic. I will put them somewhere else. A birdhouse. Oh, well, we'll have to put up a birdhouse somewhere. Leave some seed inside, and you may find some feathers around. Excellent. We can make arrows with it. Okay, the Galder table. Let's go over here. Rotate this little guy a bit. And put our Galder table right there. Oh, dark magic. Okay, the rune table. Let's put the rune table over here. And then we will put the unfading candles. The unfading candles should actually be on a table. The feathery wreath. Let's put the feathery wreath up here. We have a wisp fountain, which is not an improvement for the Galder table, but it looks like it should go with the Galder table. Let's put this little guy. Hang on. Furniture. Ooh, a black marble table. Seems to just fit with this because, you know, magic. Place the Galder table right there. Go back to crafting for a second. Give me the undying candles. Put them on the table. And then we will place our wisp fountain. Yeah, let's put our wisp fountain right here. Don't want it clipping through the wall on me, so we'll put it there. Cool. Who's next? A compost pile I don't need. That's for the artisan. That's for the Fletcher. All of that stuff. The Fletcher table, the artisan table and stuff, they're all going to go in another building, probably over by the longhouse. The shaman's table. Where should we put you, my friend? How about over here? Right under that thing. Right there. And now we have new recipes. Ooh, first aid kit. Nice. That's for the rune forge. Oh, there we go. We do have shaman table extensions. Nice. What is that? Talismans, enchanted jar, effigy, soul seed. Okay, so, well, soul seed actually can go on the floor over here. Effigy. Yeah, let's put the effigy right there. Enchanted jar. Enchanted jar and the talismans, I'm thinking, are going to go on a table. So let's do another black table and put it over here. And then let's go put the talismans on there and the enchanted jar. Nice. Okay. I'm going to press there an antler engraver for the workbench. That's going to be over in another building. Who else? We got magic that needs to go here. Okay, we got the Galder table in. The grill. It's here. I just don't. Where the hell did they put it? Okay, the Eater refinery. It's up here somewhere. That's for the Black Forge. The Obliterator, the Galder. A water well. I don't need in here. Huh. was here. I know it is. Because I put in the extensions. Okay, that's an extension for the Galder table. Oh, right. Okay, let's put that there. And then the imprisoned Mephit. Well, you, my little friend, are going to go there. Galder table done. Okay. It's for the construction bench. I'm missing something. I know I am. There was a bunch of stuff. Okay, that's for the ironworks. That's for the Galder. Construction bench. Actually, could just have... Oh, that's it for the magic? Huh. Well, the room I had them in over there by the forges was kind of small, and these guys took up, like, the entire room. But now I've got a whole bunch of stuff in here. Well, I suppose I could put a few things in here. Hmm. Now I'm kind of wondering. So if I put the artisan table in here with the press, and also there is another improvement for the artisan table. Where did you go? Nope, that's Black Forge, Grill, Ironworks, Construction Bench. Where are you? Construction Bench, Stonecutter, Forge. Okay, that's the workbench. Food prep. Ah, there's the construction bench. Okay. And okay, the ironworks is over in the forge. The rune forge is over in the forge. So maybe the construction bench, the workbench, the artisan table, the stone cutter. I could put all of those in here in the undercroft. And I keep doing that. I keep hitting tab and then turning off my hammer. So I don't really want to put any of that stuff in this room. Leave this one as magic. I might just fill up that wall over there with storage. And then all the stuff that I need for these guys, I could just drop into that storage. And over here, haha, we need some lights in this hallway. It's very, very dark. We also need some stuff in these little alcoves. Okay. Lamps. Nope, lamppost. Lamppost hanging. What does that even look like? Okay, it's just a lamp hanging on a chain. Not terrible. What if I put one right there? And now. What is that? Lamppost standing tall? No. Furniture. I could put these guys, the hanging braziers. They do produce smoke though. Could put... Oh, we've got the pole lantern and the wall lantern. Can I put... a wall lantern up here. Quite possibly. Not terrible. It's over the door. Okay, I have an idea. I know, I keep saying that. I have ideas. Many, many ideas. Okay. Let's put you... Okay. You're kind of sucking right now. I don't like you. Put you right there. Okay. Spin this around. Go to this door. Okay, so we didn't have as much room over these doors as we did over that door. Okay. Need something there. Let's do a hanging brazier right there. Okay. Good enough. I will fill up those little alcoves with stuff. Meanwhile, let's go in here. Very dark in here. And we're going to need a fair bit of light because I'm going to put those workbenches in here. So, if I could remember where I put everything, or where everything is, it's too many hammers to keep track of in here. There it is, decors. Okay, so I want that one. Or, because there's not going to be all that much stuff in here. Let's go with the torch. Turn on my little light so I can see something. Let's put a circling torch in the corner. Let's put one in each corner. And... okay, that's 3 of the corners. And then we'll put one there. Cool. They don't throw off a ton of light, but they're not bad. One-sided circling core lantern. Nope, don't want that. These ones are okay. Okay, let's put you right there, because the wall ends right where the top of that is. So we'll put one there. And then... okay, sometimes they snap. Sometimes they don't. One there. And then one right there. And what are we looking at here? There. And we will put you there. Okay, that's tons of light in here now. We can actually see what we're doing. So now, workbenches. Crafting. Workbench. And let's put you... first off, let's put you over here. And I'm going to place this kind of in the middle right here. And then we're going to put your... oh, that's for the forge. Don't want you. Want that. We're going to put this thing right there. The ads... Yeah, let's put the ads over here. Let's put the tanning rack. Tanning rack actually can go over here in the corner because it just basically sits there. And then the chopping block. Let's put the chopping block over here. Okay, any other things for that one? No, we've got everything. All right, well, we've got a stone cutter over in the forge. So the artisan table. Let's put the artisan table right there. We will put the press over here. And then there is one more artisan. Where'd you go? Nope, your ironworks, rune forge, shaman, workbench. Okay, artisan, artisan, artisan. There is another one. These are all forge. We got that thing. That's black forge. Where is that other improvement? Oh, that's for the grill, food prep. There we go, artisan. Knew there was another one. Let's put it right there on the wall. And then we've also got a sulfur boiler. Let's put that over here. Compost pile. We've got a Fletcher table. Okay, so we need to solve for the construction table. Okay, so the artisan table is in. Let's go to this wall. Okay, the construction table. Where was the construction table? Food prep. That's the workbench, the artisan. It was down here, wasn't it? There it is, the construction bench. Okay, so this is for building other stuff that you can't build at the first workbench. So let's put that right there. Oh, okay, not quite. There. Okay. Nope, not that one. Okay, so we need... okay, toolboxes. Oh, yeah. Gotta have some toolboxes kicking around. Okay, Incus. Let's put you right there. Carpentry trestle. Interesting. Okay. Spin you around. Let's put you right there. Odds and ends. Yes, they are. Okay. Let's put it here. Okay, and that's for the ironworks. That's over in the forge. We didn't have anything else, did we? Ah, the antler engraver. A workbench extension. Ah, did not mean to do that. All right, let's go put you over by the odds and ends because reasons. Okay, so that's in. The rune forge is over there. Yeah, that's over in the forge, right. Trying to keep track of all this stuff. It's almost working. Okay, who else is going in this room. We got other benches. Okay, that's the shaman's table. That's over in the other room. A press. Seems like a food thing. Yeah, I'm going to put that over in the community longhouse there. Because that seems like where it goes. Okay. We've got that in. Don't need that here or that. That's in the other room. That's in the forge. Spinning wheel. Yes, let's put the spinning wheel in here. I want it facing this way because we need access to that chute right there. And then it'll spit stuff out there. Actually, let's put it here because I'm going to put shelving all along that wall. Okay, that's in. The bees have to go outside. A sap extractor. Mead kettle could go over in the main longhouse there. So could the fermenter. An obliterator. Yeah, that could be fun. Have that underground. Supposedly. Birdhouse? No. Fletcher's table. Let's put a Fletcher's table over here. Are there extensions for the Fletcher's table? Yes. Target practice, the arrow baskets, grinding wheel, and the animal cages. Okay. So, Fletcher's table. Let's put you over here. And then let's put the target practice over here. We don't want it too close to anything else. Because, you know, target practice. Arrow baskets. Let's put you there. The arrowhead grinding wheel. There. And then the animal cages right there. There we go. Fletching is in. Construction bench is in. The ironworks is in. Seems like I've got almost all of my workbenches in. So, begs the question, since I've got all of those workbenches there, all the magic is down there, what do I put in that room? Could be just a storeroom. And it might be. See how it goes. Okay, magic room. Not looking into all that magical. Needs more stuff. But let's take a little run back over to that longhouse over there. And we're going to put a couple more things in there. So we'll put that great big keg in there and a couple other things. Oh, look, a grayling. Not scared of him. Okay, so over here, I'm thinking that great big keg right there, the fermenter. I got that's just a decoration piece over there. So actually, let's go to furniture. Let's grab that huge table and let's place it here. Great game was unloading some unused assets. Hammer. Okay, back to crafting. Go to the fermenter. And we're going to place the fermenter right there. And then let's put the mead kettle right there. Sap extractor. Who knows? Could be for cooking. Who knows? No, we'll put that over there. That'll be over with the workbenches and that. Yeah. This thing, the food prep table. I do not have one of these in here yet. Maybe over here. Are you going to work in here? That's what I'm wondering. So, okay. There were some improvements for that thing. They're in here somewhere. Oh, that's the artisan table. Grill. They really need to do something with these to clean them up and group them all together. It's really hard to find some stuff in here sometimes. That's cauldron. Food prep table. There was something for that. Not those. No. That's for the grill. Ah! There we go. We'll put that one there. And then, oh, that's for the artisan table. Food prep, grill, artisan compost pile. I'll find a spot for the compost pile at some point. It's not going in this building, though. All right. Well. Let's see if this is actually going to work. Because I tried putting it somewhere before. Actually, I tried putting that in the undercroft. And it wouldn't work. But in here it works. Okay, so you got to have roof pieces over that for it to work. Fantastic. Okay. So that takes up that space there, which means I could put one or two tables over here. And something else over here, which I still need to figure out. But I could put some other stuff on this table. I might. I just don't know what I'm going to put on that table. It's probably going to be something from Valkia. We've got spice racks. Mortar and pestle here. We've got a barrel sink. Ah! A barrel sink would actually be a good idea in this place. Let's put one right there, next to the barber, and next to that. Do I have... Well, we got room there. So, got a whole bunch of stuff here that I could put... Ooh, let's put you right there. So now we've got some sacks there. Let's go with a spice rack over here. Because, you know, spice rack. Or do we want to put it... Where do I want to put this? Ooh, over here. Over by the grill. because spices, grill, makes sense. Totally. Yeah. Why are there glass arches in... Brain starts to hurt some days. Um, I see stuff like that and I'm just like, why are you there? A straight razor. Okay. Queen scroll, letter from the queen. Actually, let's put queen scroll there. We'll just say it's a recipe. Anything else we can put in here? Oh, butter churn. You can go over here. Because, like, yeah, you've got to be on the edge of the table. Beautiful. Two little barrels right beside each other. It works. A silver jewelry box. Don't think I need that. Hay bales? No. We got all kinds of food in the miscellaneous. And we've got a flask. We've got a kettle. Yep, we'll put a kettle over here. Got a couple of bottles. We got all kinds of food. And then we've got furniture in here. Is there anything here we could put? Well, we could put a few musical instruments, the sitar, the panpipes, the lyre. Could put them on a table over there. That might not be bad. I don't know. I'll figure something out. Uh, I'll probably sit here for like the next 2 hours trying to figure out where I'm going to place things. Because, right now I'm thinking about where I'm placing things in that building. I'm also thinking about extending that building and where I'm going to place things there. And where I'm going to place things in the undercroft all at the same time. So, yeah, gets a little crazy up in here some days, trying to figure all this stuff out at the same time. But this building, yeah, I think I am going to extend this building out this way a little bit more. Yeah, so there's my stone cutter. Cool. I don't have any personal lodgings in here yet. So the undercroft is over there. This one's here. That one's there. The woodcutter is going to be over there somewhere. Even though a bunch of stuff that the stonecutter would be using in that is actually in the undercroft over there. I'm going to try and build something over there that is going to use one or two of the stations that are in the undercroft, but also custom build some other stuff to go in there. So, I've talked for long enough. And so we built that. We got some stuff put in there and got some stuff put in here. And yeah, we shall continue this in the next video. So, until next time, I'll catch you later.